Sentinel Online. Now loading the Beast Unleashed podcast.
We're going to turn Cybertron into a giant mud pit. The Beast Unleashed podcast.
This episode of the Beast Unleashed podcast features Stephen C. Phillips, Mike Blanchard, and Michael Wilson.
Hello and welcome to the world's first ever Beast Wars Beast Machines review podcast. This is the Beast Unleashed podcast, brought to you by the Geekcast Radio Network. I am your host, Steve J. Mike, and I'm joined by Pecan Court Michael. Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going. And Steve Megatron. Hello.
Hello, hello, hello.
Today we'll be reviewing the final 4 episodes of Beast Machines Season 1. So, Steve, what have you been up to?
A little bit of this, a little bit of that. Mostly in the Beast Wars front, but...
Yeah, that's top secret. We can't talk about that.
Well, not really top secret, but... it's just something you don't want to talk about, so...
It's something that shouldn't exist, but whatever.
It's a fan production. That's all I'll leave. If you want more information, just check out my Twitter or Facebook.
Yeah.
So it's strong enough for a man, but made for a woman secret?
God, I never thought we would have a deodorant riff on this show.
Nobody expects a deodorant riff.
Well, we are talking about Mike here, so...
You know what? I think we're going to record episode 25 when Steve's on vacation and he has no say.
You know what would be hilarious about it? Deleted.
No, I don't think so.
Deleted.
No, don't think so.
I'm pretty sure.
No.
I think deleted's in its future if I'm not in it.
No. Oh, shit. Yeah, by the time this airs, Steve will actually be on vacation for about 5 days, so we're recording this one a little bit early. Let's see. What have you been up to, Michael?
Working a lot. Actually, work's been picking up lately. But in my spare time, I found a Rodimus Miner at Toys R Us, and I was all excited. I was giddy like a schoolgirl. And I danced a little pirouette on my way to the checkout aisle. So I was kind of excited about that.
Yeah, that's a visual none of us need.
Well, it's an allegory. It's not actually what I did, but you can visualize it that way if you like. It was more like, mine! And then as I trunced all the way up to the checkout, it was like, mine! And trying to bite people as they tried to steal it from me. But, yeah, I was kind of very guarded with it because it was the only one on the shelf. And it's like this whole wall full of animated Cybertron Ratchet, and then one, little Rodimus Miner there, buried underneath all of them, like it was hidden back there. So once I found it, I pulled it out and scurried up to the front. I was really happy to have it because, again, last one. I thought I was kind of lucky in that regard. But, yep, excited, happy. Haven't opened it yet. I just have it on my desk. I like to look at it.
You know what this means, don't you?
Huh?
It means you need to have another opening day epic ending where you place it with the music at the dun dun dun.
It hasn't gotten to that point yet. Actually, as far as opening my toys go, I've been pretty good about opening them all. I've got, 3 Target exclusives here, my Masterpiece Grimlock, and one other Toys R Us exclusive set that I haven't opened yet. They're sitting in a pile. But for the most part, everything else has been opened as soon as I get it, and then I open some other older stuff, and it's all going up on the shelves. So I've done a pretty good job of not having to have another opening day. After I sliced my thumb open last time, I'm trying to avoid that. You have to see the video.
Yeah. You know what's funny about that knife? That knife should have your name engraved on it with openings. Openings in the letters, kind of like the whole Blade thing when the blood filled up.
Yeah.
In the Blade movies, when his blood filled up in the first movie to power the machine or whatever the hell it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can imagine it. I can imagine your blood from your finger going through the L and the E and the A and the H.
As cool as that would be, it's not. I don't think it works that way. I don't think the engraving is all that deep in it either, but it would be kind of cool.
I have been doing a lot of non-Transformer stuff lately. I've really... Shut up, asshat.
Interrupting Cal. Moo.
Okay, then. I've been collecting... I started my Masters of the Universe Classics collection. I've got Adora, Prince Adam, King Randor, Orko, Skeletor, Hordak, and I've got Stratos on the way. I also picked up Superman Batman Apocalypse, so that was a very, very good film. What else? Came up with the schedule for TAP, so that's on the way next year at some point for us. Other than that, not much really. I've been watching a whole lot of the new TV season. I watched No Ordinary Family, which is the new Michael Chiklis, Julie Benz series.
How is that?
It basically combines The Incredibles with Smallville-type effects. It's the same guy that created True Crawling, John Feldman Harmon or John Harmon Feldman. I don't know. I don't know. I'll look it up later, but it's pretty good. It basically, what it is they're a family that's very dysfunctional. Michael Chiklis plays Jim Powell. He's he's a police sketch artist. His wife is like the super genius scientist, and she's constantly doing her career thing. And he tries to use one of her career stops in Brazil as a family vacation. They get caught in a lightning storm up in a plane. They crash into the water, and some sort of phosphorus or other, something in the water gives them superpowers. And each of them, the parents and the two kids, they have a son and a daughter. Each of them get the power that they're actually weak at in life. So Chiklis' character thinks he's not a strong person, so he gets super strength. The wife gets super speed, so she can be everywhere and do everything really fast. The daughter gets telekinesis, or not telekinesis, telepathy. So she can read people's thoughts. And the son, who apparently has a learning disability in school, ends up pulling a Shia LaBeouf and being super genius, and he sees symbols in algebra.
Lame.
It's a good show. Lame. And shut up! You didn't even see it.
I see lame people.
No, it does sound pretty good though.
It's a very good show. It's nice to see Chiklis outside of the Vic Mackey role and outside of the Thing, but
Hulk smash
when he's doing, because he can pretty much jump from building to building. It's almost like Superman leap tall buildings in a single bound, but he can't really, it's just like super jumping basically. And I'm like, oh, he's actually jumping like the Thing would, but he doesn't have the suit on anymore.
Is he invulnerable as well as super strong?
He can catch bullets in his hands.
Oh, well, I guess that can count as invulnerable.
I think he is invulnerable as well as super strength, but I'm not really sure. Right now, as of this recording, the only episode I've seen so far is the pilot. It just started on September 28th.
But does water do him in?
No.
And you may not know what reference I'm trying to make here, but
I do. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that's what I was mostly trying for. Does he
wear a poncho?
No.
Can he judge bad people?
Oh, God. So I've been watching that. I watched the season premiere of Big Bang Theory. I tried watching Detroit 187 on ABC, but I just couldn't get into that one. So I've been watching a lot of the new TV season. I watched the new episode, or the 10th season premiere for Smallville. It was okay. So that's what I've been up to.
I did watch that one. Did you catch Stargate Universe on Tuesday?
No, because that's when No Ordinary Families on.
Wow, I can't believe they actually put it on Tuesday, because I was actually watching an interview with the producer as he was showing people around the set, and they actually revealed they finally revealed the bridge. They haven't found the bridge yet, so they're finally going to find the bridge on this starship they're on. And the producer was showing off the bridge to the press, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's a gorgeous set. It's really nice. And he said, well, we're hoping that we're going to get a lot of use out of this new set. And, next season, if we get a next season, he's like, did I mention we're on Tuesdays now? Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah. Well, he knows that. The first thing I thought was, holy crap, they moved it from Friday to Tuesday, which to me means that Sci-Fi Channel isn't really interested in, keeping their Friday night audience. I mean, for me, Sci-Fi Friday's been a staple for years, and now that the really good shows are no longer on Friday, what does that mean?
Oh, you know what it means. You know why Stargate Universe got pushed from Sci-Fi Friday to Sci-Fi Tuesday?
Why?
You don't know? You haven't heard this? Oh, yeah.
I haven't watched it on Friday, no. Why?
Right. Oh, that's right. You don't follow wrestling. SmackDown moves to Sci-Fi this Friday.
Wrestling is on Friday night?
Yep. WWE SmackDown has moved from My Network TV to the Sci-Fi channel. Fridays at 8 p.m.
I'm going to go straight to Twitter and strongly voice my distaste. Yeah, that's just wrong. I mean, I don't think I've been this aggravated with Sci-Fi since they canceled Farscape. Bastards.
Yeah, I didn't make the connection that you were saying as far as Sci-Fi Friday and as far as the show moving to Tuesdays, and I'm like, why would they? Oh, right, that's right. SmackDown is on Sci-Fi now from 8 to 10 p.m. on Fridays.
Well,
8 p.m. Eastern time.
Yeah, so Universe is on Tuesday nights now. I'm glad that I've got a dual DVR because Chrissy tapes The Biggest Loser on Tuesdays. Yeah. So I would be completely SOL if I didn't have the double DVR.
Yeah, you would be.
Yeah, I'd be an unhappy camper.
Yes. When I was, we're not getting into the episodes just yet, but when I was watching the episodes back, and I've noticed this since the reformatting, when Optimus got reformatted, his upper back is all white.
He's a silverback.
Okay, silverback, white back, whatever.
Okay.
And the first thing I thought of today when I was watching him back, I'm like, wait, where have I seen that before? His
really
design
hairy
wasn't,
old guys? Really hairy old guys?
No. His design was inspired by Rafiki from The Lion King.
Rafiki. That's a fun name to say.
It is, although you're full of crap.
I put the link in the in the Skype chat here to a picture of Rafiki. Now, granted, Rafiki's white stuff is on the front of him, but
Rafiki is a baboon. It's
What
not nearly the same as a...
well, okay, it's not the same species, but it's the same.
Have you ever seen a silverback ape?
I don't think so, but
They have a silverback.
okay, and that's fine.
And then what that?
I'm just saying it reminded me of that.
That would be the rare Mexican ape.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
There you go. Yo quiero Taco Bell.
Well, I'm glad I'm not the only one getting hate mail.
Oh, you want to talk about hate mail? We haven't released this yet, so I can go ahead and say this because I'm pretty sure this episode will be out before what I'm going to talk about. Kevin and I over at Optimus Solo over at BehindTheVoiceActors.com, we recorded episode 74 of Tooncast, which is Popeye. And we're going to get a lot of hate mail for that episode, I guarantee you.
Popeye the Sailor Man lived in a garbage can.
Do you badmouth Popeye?
Not really Popeye himself, just everybody else.
Just his spinach.
Because if you look at it, Bluto,
He likes the green.
Bluto or Brutus or whatever you want to call him, he's a kidnapping future potential rapist.
Okay. Yeah, I'll buy that.
And that's how the cookie crumbles, children.
Let's get into some episodes.
A temporary setback at most, my liege.
I'm tired of suffering your temporary setbacks. Every moment I waste on your ineffectual treatment, the organics grow stronger.
Eminence, please. Need I remind you that the point of these treatments is to eliminate your beastly contamination? We could avoid this disappointment by simply transplanting your spark into a purely robotic body.
Leaving my spark vulnerable? Not even for an instant.
There is one other possibility. The maximal unit, Nightscream. Somehow he was able to generate a beast mode on a planet devoid of organic life. I believe if we replicate that process, then reverse it, the result would be a purely machine body. Lamentably, my ongoing directive to purge you of your beast mode has prevented me from studying this anomalous creature more closely.
Your directive is hereby amended. Jetstorm, thrust, tank off. Escort my diagnostic drone to the catacombs and retrieve the flying rodent.
Piece of cake!
Eminence.
And I want him alive.
First up today is Survivor. Megatron sends his generals and diagnostic drone into the catacombs to kidnap Nightscream and learn the secret behind his beast mode. Nightscream is forced to relive a painful memory from his past. Whatever, you dumb fucking baseball bat. Useless excuse for a baseball bat.
Okay. You don't like that character, I guess.
Neither do you, so...
I don't think anybody likes that character. It's like, painful memories from my past. It's like, yeah, Uncle Wally, and came in smelling of booze, and haven't been the same since.
And he beat me with a bat, and that's why I became one.
He did it like this, you did it like that, and he did it with a ball bat, so...
I wonder if he's a corked baseball bat.
With wings!
God.
It's one of those flying winged baseball bats from Looney Tunes.
Ooh, yeah, no. This is the episode, Michael, where Megatron says he won't have his spark vulnerable even for an instant.
Ah, yes.
Yes. And then my notes jump to when they have already captured Nightscream, and the diagnostic drone is asking how he does his regenerative things. He grabs a hold of the drone like really gently, like he's gonna fondle the fucking thing, and he goes, "There's really nothing to it. Here, let me show you." Blah, whatever the hell he does with his little buck tooth wire thing he sends out of his mouth.
Oh, they didn't actually show that. I thought he did like a sonic scream at point blank.
No, I don't think he did a sonic scream. I think he did the teeth thing, but
the whole thing exploded. How could that not have been a sonic scream?
It could have been. I'm not saying.
Pretty sure it was a scream.
Okay. All right.
He's not like nuzzling him close to give him a big kiss.
Yeah.
But he thought about it.
It's like, we're really close in here. I could totally make out with this drone.
Alone again, naturally.
Yeah, I know what song that's from, but I don't remember it being Alone Again.
No, but the naturally is the song cue that I was trying to make.
Yeah. Isn't that Rod Stewart?
I don't know.
Maybe that's the wrong song.
Might be. Oh, I'm sorry. Were you happier when my vocabulary was just tank or smash?
I was surprised that the same guy didn't do the voice for Tankor and the voice for Rhinox.
Richard Newman? Yeah, I think it was, I don't know, maybe it was because they wanted to have two different character voices for it, like Tankor is his own character before Rhinox's memories get resurfaced.
Could be. But maybe they just didn't want it alluding to the fact that it was going to be the same character.
That's true.
And
but they jump back
you can
and
usually
forth.
tell if somebody sounds pretty much like that, because there's still some hint that it's them.
Yeah, well, the only thing that they jump back and forth, Michael was saying, the only time they jump back and forth is this first couple episodes. After this episode, he is just Rhinox. I mean,
Well, there's the part where he supposedly dies.
Right.
And, at that point, he reverts back to Tankor.
No, he doesn't. The overloading, that's in his own voice.
No, he says it in Tankor's voice.
No, he doesn't.
When Megatron is reviewing
mix.
the tapes. Yeah, when Megatron is reviewing the tapes, it sounds just like Tankor.
But in the actual... Well, it would have to when Megatron's reviewing the tape, because Megatron doesn't know that Rhinox is resurfaced. See what I'm saying? But in the actual part where it happens, when the Maximals are there, it's Rhinox's voice. The drone disguised the voice to be Tankor for Megatron.
Well, technically, Megatron allowed it to happen.
Well, but we're not to that point yet, though, so we don't really know.
We do, though.
But we don't, though.
But we do.
Stop trying to be like Glade and spoiling the audience's reveals here.
I'm sorry, but if you haven't watched it by now,
I know,
you should be slapped
but
with
still, because it's such an epic reveal as far as who these three characters really are, and
he pulls off the cloak, and
yeah,
what's Elvis doing under there?
I think I would have
Good
preferred
night,
Elvis.
everybody.
I would have preferred Elvis to one of them.
Alfred, what are you doing under that big body armor?
I wrote this in all caps, and then I wrote it in lower caps. I was like, trust me, there are always alternatives. And this is to when Rhinox is going to reprogram the drone, and the drone's like, ooh, ah.
It's just full of inappropriate
sounds, yeah.
I was trying to figure out sounds, visuals.
It wasn't even visual, because he's like, it's almost like Megatron with the spark extractor, where he's like, I will take out your spark. And with Rhinox, it's like, I'm going to reprogram you right now. And then it kind of goes dark, and then you hear the drone going, ow, ow, what the hell? I mean, say what the hell, but that's me adding stuff in. But yeah.
Yeah.
You're grounded, Wingding. At least Rattrap has some of his comedy coming back.
Yes, I did definitely miss that so far in Beast Machines.
Yeah.
It can't rain all the time.
Yeah, that's true. I like the scene where Nightscream is just royally pissed, and he's getting ready to basically sonic vibrate Jetstorm and thrust into oblivion. Jetstorm's like, beats me, kid, but I'll be glad to put you out of your misery. And then, oh no, because Nightscream is getting ready to scream, and I laughed my ass off because Primal puts his hands over his ears.
Wow.
I thought
That's loud.
Huh?
It's loud.
Yeah, it's
these
loud.
kids and their music nowadays. Oh, hey.
You damn kids, get off my lawn.
That's right.
And then my final note was, the Oracle exists and thus will serve as the key to both the downfall of Optimus and Megatron. Yes. Michael, what do you have for Survivor?
A few things. In the beginning, you've got the diagnostic drone, basically talking to Megatron, and behind him is the diagram. I want to say the wireframe. It's a green wireframe rotating on the view screen of the Grand Mall, the Grand Mal Mall, which is the flying head of Megatron. But the cool thing, though, is that in a separate screen right next to it is a robot mode that we never actually seen. I don't think that the giant head transforms in the show.
Yes, it does.
It does.
It doesn't.
Does it?
It doesn't transform into a robot, but it transforms because I was shocked all to hell.
The dark side.
Does it? I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Technically, they made it to resemble the dark side.
Oh.
The Pred ship.
Well, it'll be interesting to see that again. But yeah, I was kind of excited to see that one of the view screens had the robot mode for the Grand Mall on it, and it didn't look like Megatron. Yeah, it looked really cool. It would have been slightly akin to, like an Omega Supreme.
Unicron.
His big ass floating thingy transforming into a giant robot would have been
I have
awesome.
the toy of that, and it's actually quite impressive for a tiny toy.
What, the
Grand Mall.
Oh, they call it what the hell's that thing called? I want to say Blast Punch Megatron, but that's not it. It's
No.
Megabolt.
Yeah, Megabolt Megatron.
Yeah, it's okay. I've seen pictures where you can take off the spider legs and it becomes a head for Fort Max.
That's because they used it in the Red timeline. Is that like Megatron
Yeah,
somehow transferred over timelines, and so did Primal, and they ended up in the Red universe?
Well, it was a RID toy. Yeah.
Well,
But
it
I
was.
thought it was
They had
interesting.
Beast Machines versions of it too. It's just they weren't in the U.S.
Oh. Yeah, so I've got the RID one, and I've got the repaint that was the toy. What was the name of that place? It was an exclusive figure. There was a blue one, and then there was a green one that was an exclusive.
I have no idea.
Well, I'm gonna get to butcher that toy and the other Megatron, trying to make my perfect Beast Machines Megatron.
Nice, with a giant head.
Yes.
He was ahead of his time. He should have stopped while he was ahead. They brought the split screens back when Megatron was calling out his generals. He's like, Jetstorm, Thrust, Tankor, and it was showing each one, in a split screen, cut into thirds with a different color background, which I thought was neat.
Yeah, that was quite impressive.
Yeah, I dig that. So again, with the G2 Cybercube effect. Exactly.
No.
Tankor, he calls them all up and says, "Here's your orders," and Tankor just kind of sits there staring at him like he's just about ready to tell him to piss off. It's like, yeah, your turn's coming. And then he kind of, stays in character just long enough to get the hell out of there.
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, so something that struck me as odd was that when Tankor shows up, how should I put it? Basically, all the Maximals are knocked out,
Right.
and they say, "Oh, let's get out of here." They didn't bother to just kill the Maximals while they were there. Wouldn't that have made more sense?
I guess.
They're all knocked out.
I guess, but it would be an awfully short show, and we wouldn't have had a second season.
I'm just saying. What would have made everything a lot easier? Just, hey, they're all knocked out. Let's kill them all. while we're here, just hanging out.
So instead of gotta catch them all, it's gotta kill them all?
Gotta
Just
kill
them
them
all
all. Put it to the Pokemon
That's the
theme
way to
song.
do it.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, another thing that bothered me about Nightscream is that, it's one thing when he's flying in robot mode, but he kind of, I want to say, elongates his foot wings out and surfs. Does it look to you like he's surfing?
I
Yes.
don't know.
I thought it was bad. I didn't like it when in Beast Wars Optimus Primal was surfing.
See, I love surfing Optimus Primal. That was cool. But Nightscream...
Was surfing Nightscream? Not so
no,
cool.
no, surfing Nightscream is the dumbest thing in this show. Because technically he's not surfing. It looks like he's surfing, but his wings are flapping. And they're just showing him like a side pose, like he's air surfing, but there's no actual surfboard.
Yeah, well, his wing, like I said, the wings attached to his feet are kind of
Right, but
elongated
flap.
out.
You see them flapping.
They don't flap. They're straight.
No, they flap. I've seen them flap.
Well, no, but I'm saying in this particular episode,
He's gliding.
He's gliding. He's surfing on these feet wings. And then I've seen him where he's standing up in midair, and it looks like his wings on his feet are flapping. But here, he's not so much flapping at all. He's surfing on his feet. And that's why I said, does it look to you like he's surfing? Because it looked to me like he was surfing. And it just aggravated me because I don't like the whole idea of bats surfing in the air.
Bat surfers.
Bat surfer. This is my bat surfboard. Da-da-la-la-la. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. And I dig the Tank Ox.
Or the
So dig Tank Ox.
or the Rhino.
Right. I prefer
Rhyncore.
Tank Ox. I
General
prefer
Rhyncore.
Tank Ox.
Rhyncore combiners.
Yeah.
Gotta smash them all.
Tank Ox is like, I'm taking it all. I'm going for the brass ring, bitches. I dig it. I was really hoping that he was going to take it all the way, and then I was really pulling for him in the next couple of episodes. But,
Alas.
alas, not. Well, we'll talk about that later.
One of the things that kind of, I'm sorry to cut you off, but I noticed this. One of the things that kind of pisses me off was when the whole exchange between Rattrap and Nightscream about Nightscream chastises them for losing the Beast Wars, and Rattrap's like, I had friends in that war. Wouldn't you think he would reference Silverbolt as well as every other Beast character, every other Maximal character that died in Beast Wars? I mean, I don't know. That's who I thought he was referencing, but according to the wiki, Silverbolt isn't even listed as one of his friends.
Well, he might have been
in
referring
case you
to
forgot,
Dynamite.
he liked to piss off Silverbolt for fun. His only real friends were pretty much, out of the group that died were Dinobot and somewhat Depth Charge.
Toward the end there, yeah.
Depth
Well,
Charge
no,
kind of
he was
Dinobot.
friends with Tigatron.
Yeah, he was friends with Cybertron
but
and Eric.
not as much as the other two.
Well, true.
Well, I mean, yeah. Damn near everybody died. Jetstorm reminds us what we're missing. 3D. He comes out and says, "Here comes number 1 in 3D." And I'm thinking, heck yeah, Jetstorm. That's what you need. You need 3D.
Fuck 3D.
No, they're going back and up-converting all that stuff. And you know what's easiest to up-convert? CGI. Well, it wouldn't be that hard, to be honest.
In 3D.
If they had I don't know. I'm thinking if they had all the old animations still backed up, they could just go back and let the computer do it.
Fuck 3D.
Wow.
Oh, no. It'll be awesome. There's a lot of scenes in here that would really benefit from 3D. It would be really cool.
Yeah, Megatron turning into a dragon and shooting you from the screen.
That would be awesome. Yeah. Even some of the lamer stuff would still be cool.
Yep.
Anyway. then there's a scene where you basically have this huge rock that, a hole. You got a hole, and everyone flies into it, and then the rock caves in and covers it up. So you have I think it's Jetstorm and I want to say Thrust down in this hole with Optimus and Nightscream when they find the bones.
Right.
And there's this giant rock that falls and kind of entombs them under the ground. And I thought, wow, that's a big rock. I thought we stopped dropping rocks on people's heads at this point.
Oh no, there's a couple of rock instances in these episodes that we're going to talk about today. They don't necessarily squish, but there's rocks.
There's definitely rocks. Yeah, lastly, I was kind of aggravated with the whole planting of the seed. At the end, we have a seed, and we're going to plant it here. And it's like, yeah, that's a great idea. Plant the seed underground, where there's no light, and there's no water. Good job. You guys got the real green thumb here.
Well,
I didn't realize what was coming next, which was,
right, but I mean, if you're
secret of the ooze,
Hey, watch it. But if you're looking at it from a perspective of what's on Cybertron's surface to what's down in the catacombs,
yeah,
there's dirt and everything in the catacombs. There's no dirt on Cybertron's surface yet.
Right. It's almost like they just built cities upon cities upon cities until finally all you get is this, this
technological perfection.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
It would have sounded better if Steve said it, but I didn't warn him ahead of time.
Technological perfection.
Exactly. But then way at the bottom, you don't have water. You've got.
Jesus! Why am I reminded of the genie in Aladdin? Big phenomenal cosmic cities on top, itty bitty ooey gooey organic core in the middle.
Juicy.
That's exactly what it was.
Add a little bit of Cheerios, and we have ourselves a stew.
Oh God,
Cheerios stew. It just wasn't very pretty.
All you have to do is boil them and mash them, and
Cheerios stew. It's what makes the heart grow stronger.
But that's all I got.
Okay, what about you, Steve?
Alrighty. Yes, as for the episode, I wasn't thrilled with Nightscream, but again, this episode gave you more reasons to hate his guts. Mostly for his snide remarks towards people that have suffered far more than this little crying, bitching teenager.
He's angsty.
Yes, and he's around the time that they had the Gothic movement. And I think he was like a wannabe one, and he's like, wah! And then everybody's supposed to feel bad for him, yet everybody's like, shut up, kid. We know more than you. We've suffered more. Have you dealt with Megatron this long? I think not. Shut your face. And
he's even got emo hair.
I know. I don't know. I'm not getting there. But
that might be the most annoying part.
Yeah, that and the long fingernails. He just had them done.
Got my nails did.
Yeah, I like where Rattrap tells him, you tend to be a little out of the loop when you're on a distant planet fighting the Beast Wars, name dropping the old show, and then Nightscream's being a smartass, and he's like, and you did a fine job winning it. Oh, I forgot, you fumbled the ball at the very last nano-click.
Yeah.
That just made me want to smack Nightscream, like reach into the television and like wrangle his neck, and then have Rattrap put a belly bomb in his mouth and blow his head off.
And then shit down his neck.
Yeah, and then have Rattrap say, "Here, we'll submit a trade. Make Tankor nice and give him back to us, and you can have this little shithead." I could see Rattrap doing a deal like that. Here, give us Silverbolt back and take this piece of crap.
It's a trade of swindle-esque proportions.
Here, you can have Batman for breakfast.
I'm Batman.
He's like, I'm Batman, and then Jetstorm's like, I'll show you a Batman.
And I can breathe in space.
Yes. He doesn't have bat mace. He's got the bat scream.
That's the bat anti-shark repellent.
Oh,
The
Jesus
anti-jet storm
Christ.
repellent.
That's even better.
But yeah. I like where it's kind of funny that they purposely make Black Arachne and Jetstorm have a lot of dialogue, kind of alluding to the fact that there's something going on between them that they don't quite understand. Kind of a almost the way a couple would argue, if you get my drift. Where she says, "Step into my parlor," said the spider to the flyboy, and then Jetstorm's like, missed me, now you gotta kiss me."
Yeah. And that's what really pisses me off about this. She is so, like, on Thrust's nuts. and then
Well,
they...
she did serve with him for a while.
Well, ugh. Well, they are the same, they are the same color.
Green.
No, she's pink and Thrust is pink too.
Nice.
Not what's underneath.
Oh,
She took off part of the armor.
Ew.
She took off some armor, and there's a little bit of green in there.
That's wrong.
Okay then. Yeah.
Anyways,
Let's play Stump the Blanchard.
shut up. The thing
Step on.
about the whole Black Arachnia going after just constantly being on Thrust's nuts, thinking he's Silverbolt, and then this will come up later. They have this content, or not continuity, but they have this whole thing with her and Nightscream, or not Nightscream. Shit,
She wants Nightscream's nuts too.
Jetstorm. Yeah.
I think Nightscream wants her nuts though.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Let's not go there. What else you got, Steve?
Alrighty. Yes. I think it's funny that the diagnostic drone mentions something to Megatron, basically telling him that, the reason why we can't get rid of your DNA contamination is because you actually want to be a beast.
Waha.
Meaning, Megatron might be just wanting it gone because, or, it's... In any case, I think, to some extent, he knows that the beast mode yields great power, but he doesn't want it at the same time.
I think that if he could find himself, a purely technological mode that was way more powerful, kind of like a giant floating head over the city, then he would be more accepting of that.
Or if he could have retrofitted his beast form into like a robo beast without the DNA and living tissue for the most part, and made it completely robotic
without going insane in the process.
Oh,
yes.
God. I just had a thought.
Again,
Fuck
stop
you.
that.
Megatron is a Robeast from Voltron.
No.
Oh,
No, but if you think about it,
I try not to think about it.
he's a transforming Robeast.
That's part of your problem. You think too much.
Tudor might be able to be a Robeast.
No. He's not big enough or menacing enough. So keep going with your thoughts there, Steve.
But yeah, for the most part, I think that Megatron still wants to be a beast. I still like the random resurgences of his pissed off beast form, such as this episode where he shoots his diagnostic drone right in the face with a big fire blast.
Yeah, that never hurts him.
No, I don't understand why it doesn't hurt him, but he can blow up like monitors and hurt Primal with it. But the diagnostic drone must be immune. He's like, your beast form cannot damage me. I'm the little eyeball with the gangly fingers.
I like the diagnostic drone.
I think they're actually cool looking. And
he's got a lot of personality.
Yeah, and ever since they came up with these, they've kind of made random appearances in Transformers comics and media and fiction ever since. I would have liked to have actually seen a toy of this.
Yeah, diagnostic drone is cool. I like the diagnostic drone.
Or at least an accessory.
Yeah, well, I mean, how about this? Make a masterpiece Megatron where he actually transforms correctly and has the right colors from Beast Machines, and he comes with a diagnostic drone.
There's no way in hell that they would make a Beast Machines masterpiece Megatron. They can barely get masterpiece figures for other G1 characters that should get masterpiece figures.
Make a Beaster piece.
Now, I could see like a leader class figure in that with, let's say, the 20th anniversary of Beast Wars when it rolls around.
It won't happen, but I wish it would.
No, it won't happen, but, you know.
It's coming up. It's
a couple more years.
6 years away.
I would like to see leader class of the transmetal forms of Primal and Megatron bundled together, the Optimal with the Dragon Megatron, Primal from Beast Machines with Megatron's cloak form from Beast Machines.
With no feet hanging out at the fucking bottom.
Yeah, that toy I plan to, when I'm redoing it, plan to rectify that issue.
So, anything else on this episode here? Survivor, I think we're on still.
I would have to say that, although it's not extremely important, it kind of is important because it alludes to the three-parter coming after this. Even with part of Rhinox's discovery from the Oracle. So...
Yeah, that's something that we're going to be bringing up in the next couple of episodes.
Hence why I didn't say anything further. So yes, I guess that basically sums it up. Not one of my favorites, but it's building up to the point where good episodes are on the way.
But again, I mean, yeah, it's... See, I can't view any of Beast Machine's episodes as individual episodes because to me it's one long 26-episode story.
Oh yeah, unlike Beast Wars where we had throwaways here or there.
Right.
This is... Beast Wars had more of a G1 vibe to it with throwaways, where Beast Machines is... Every episode has some essential cog that pieces together to form the main picture.
Right.
26 episodes of running away.
No. And on that note, we're moving on.
Run away.
Oh, God. Michael will get this. Well, yeah, Michael will get this. I don't know if Steve will. I ran so far away.
I know what you're talking about.
Talk about a flock of seagulls. We're moving on.
The Oracle. The old Autobot history data tracks refer to a powerful spheroid computer called Vector Sigma.
And you believe the Oracle to be this Vector Sigma?
The data tracks also mention a key to Vector Sigma, which could turn organics into technomatter. Optimus and Megatron have no idea of its power.
Up next is The Key. Tankor uncovers an ancient weapon with the power to turn organic material into cybernetic metal. Nightscream gets hit by the weapon, and the Maximals race against time to save his stupid ass from going offline. And no, the Rhino description did not say stupid ass. I put that in there.
That's not what it says.
It's funny. My first note came with Rattrap. Someone open up a jar of instant jungle? And
yeah, I remember that part.
Yeah, it's when it's when Optimus gets the little bit of organic core up, and it fertilizes the seed.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, this is something I had to think about, and yeah, I know me thinking is very dangerous, but
You do that?
That seems to be the running theme here, Michael.
go into a corner and start raping Barney Megatron.
I will feed you to the dinosaurs once and for all. This episode ends. Yes.
Unless we use someone with no spark at all. Now, I have a question. When Rhinox or Tanknox or Rhyncore or whatever the fuck you want to call
General Rhyncore.
whatever you want to call him, when he throws the diagnostic drone into the Oracle, did that do something to the diagnostic drone? Because later, I was confused in later episodes when they fed Primal the false vision of the plasma energy chamber. Because all along, up to the point where Tankor throws diagnostic drone into the Oracle, where it led to believe that it is the actual Oracle that's talking to Optimus. And after this point, I'm wondering if the Oracle visions Optimus gets after this episode, if it's all shit that Rhinox is feeding him, or if it's the actual Oracle computer.
I want to say up until the point where Rhinox is dead. Yeah, that the visions are fed from Rhinox. I haven't watched too much in the way of season 2 yet, so I'm not entirely sure what other visions he gets after this.
There's a scene, and I don't remember what the vision was, but there was a scene that the diagnostic drone says, "Oh, planting that vision in his head took a lot of my energy or a lot of my battery power or something."
Yeah, no, the vision of the plasma chamber was fake. And then after that, every time Optimus tries to access the Oracle, it says, "Sorry, access denied."
Right, exactly. And what I'm wondering is it because of this here where...
Yeah.
Okay.
That's exactly what it's from, yeah. Okay. Rhinox is hacked. Well, Rhinox has managed to get his diagnostic drone in there to hack the Oracle.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
My next note is... So, Tankor has the same plan G1 Megatron did, using the key to Vector Sigma to make technomatter. But wait! I thought it only had that effect on Earth, not Cybertron. Because if you go back to G1 and the key to Vector Sigma, Alpha Trion said that it has an adversely different effect on Earth versus Cybertron.
I honestly don't remember.
There was an episode, the key to Vector Sigma 2-parter, when the aerial bots and the Combaticons are built.
Yeah.
Not the Combaticons, the Stunticons. Alpha Trion says the key to Vector Sigma allows them access to the Vector Sigma computer on Cybertron, and it allows them to do some sort of energy thing. I don't know. It's something to do with the survival of Cybertron. But he says on Earth, it will have a different effect. It will turn organic matter into technomatter or techmatter. It'll turn it into technology. It'll turn it into metal, basically. I remember this episode very vividly. So Rhinox has the exact same plan, but the question is, I thought that shit only happened on Earth, not Cybertron.
I think at that point... Oh, sorry, but...
I was going to say, I still think it could still happen regardless.
I was going to say, I think that makes sense as an argument until you get into the fact that, Cybertron has an organic core. Maybe it would act differently on Cybertron if everything was technical, if everything was metal like it was supposed to be. But now that you've kind of retconned in this organic core, well, now we have something to turn into technology.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah. Who wants to go next?
Yeah, I'm still going, so...
Oh, okay, I thought you were done, because
no.
you weren't saying anything.
No, I had to mute for a moment, but anyway, Steve will cut this out or something. Psst, kid, you want to change? You want to trade places and get in the middle of that? No way.
No thanks.
Yeah, no thanks.
That's the smartest thing he said all day.
Yeah, I think I'll keep my mouth shut for once.
You know,
Because I'm a stupid-ass kid.
I love. I really liked Tankor's ruse. Overloading.
Yeah, that was quite nice.
It's like he's all schizophrenic.
You're my what? Your ruse. Your clever attempt to deceive me.
Yes. And I love when they go to Megatron's new Cybertropolis, and they just
I like it.
and they just jump through the window of his face, and he's like, "What?"
What?
I love that.
There's an awful lot of wah in this
I know,
series.
yeah, I love that. Deception by Decepticon asshats. That's a note about Tankor deceiving everybody.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yes. And I was just, going back to, G1 continuity, because technically Viacons, Predacons, they're all Decepticons.
They're
and
all asshats.
Yeah, for the most part. And of course, now that I hold the key to a new Cybertron, that's my last note. So I guess Steve can go next.
Well, to start this one off, I like how that Tankor basically found Vector Sigma and got the key. I like how he's got his own little agenda going on where he's, basically plotting to give Megatron a weapon of grand proportions. After he's tested it, of course, on Nightscream. Thank God. I think this was my favorite part of Nightscream. He was blue, he was robotic, and he was nuts.
That was kind of cool.
I think that's where Hasbro kind of dropped the ball here. Is that we really needed blue repaints.
I think Hasbro needed to do a lot of repaints of certain Beast figures in certain forms that they didn't do. Of course, Hasbro seems to drop the ball on figures people actually would want to buy, and they create these random ugly-ass paint schemes that no one wants to buy. Or they'll re-release the same figure 12 times and have a different paint scheme for it, and none of them were in the show.
Right.
And so, yeah, I think they drop that ball quite often.
Yeah, there were, especially later on when you get into the newer generals that come out, where it's like, why did they release that toy in completely different colors? I mean, if you want, you can get, a black obsidian from Japan for $50, but, who wants to do that? Don't really feel like importing toys from Japan that really, I feel, should have been made here back when it was all fresh and new in our minds,
That is true. But in any case, I liked how, they're like, oh, Black Arachnia, you can be the babysitter. You've been the Maximal the shortest amount of time. You can be shafted with this.
Well, it's not even that. She's the only female, so...
Oh, but she's supposed to feel nice towards him? What would Silverbolt do? But, regardless of that, I like how Megatron had his little hologram thingy. That was insanely cool.
Yeah.
He's watching over you, and he's got his magical skyscrapers. They float above you. I will pick you up in your building, and I will drop you in the middle of the Cybertropolis. And when you fall, you will die.
I was actually thinking of it.
I want primal pizza.
Gonna flatten him?
Oh,
Spread my monkey toppings across Cybertron.
oh
And feed
God.
it to my vehicles.
Ugh. Okay, moving on.
Not sure if we needed to go there, but thanks.
Yes, I thought it was quite tasteful.
Another slice, anyone?
A slice. I'll have 2.
Talk
Such
about
as
your
Japs.
friendly average deep dish pizza.
Yeah. I forget, neither one of you guys have seen the Rocky Horror Picture Show yet.
How about cold hard slag?
Yeah.
Okay, so back to the key here.
Yes. I like where Rattrap finds the magical goop from the ground.
Yeah.
The goop from the ground. But yeah, that stuff looks insanely weird.
I mean, Michael was kind of on the nose earlier, even though I kind of said no to it. But I mean,
The mutagen?
it's multicolored TMNT ooze.
Yeah.
And I think it's quite retarded, to be honest. I think
Who's the turtle?
Primal. He's Splinter.
Turtle.
He's Splinter, and he's got his 4 turtles with him.
That's pretty much it. I mean, he is the Zen master.
He's like, I will sit here and summon the fuck that scene.
And he
I will
fucking talk.
I will summon the Oracle, and I will find out our mission for Cybertron. And then Cheetor's like, he's like Leonardo, he's like, fuck this slag, let's get to work.
Like Leonardo.
Rattrap's like Donatello, Nightscream's like frickin', I don't know, Raphael. No, he's like Michelangelo. Like, I'm funny. You guys suck.
No. Did you say Nightscream was like Michelangelo?
More so, because what the hell's...
I'm gonna kick your ass. Nightscream is not like Michelangelo.
Okay, he's like the
hell is wrong with you?
I think he struck a nerve.
Okay, he's like Bebop.
There you go. Works.
Bebop.
And Black Rack is like that missing link that nobody could find. She's like the April O'Neil of the group, only she's a part of them.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
But yes, my TMNT conversion of Transformers. I like where Tankor argues with Primal, calling Primal a fool. He says, Primal's like, I'm transformed, and he says, you're a fool, Primal. You and the Maxwells, and even Megatron himself, are destined to failure. All organics will fall before me. Which, you know Megatron's got backups in place. He's not as dumb as he was in the Beast Wars. Stupid Tankor.
Hey, watch it.
This already happened once before. I think I remember what happened last time.
Yeah, Megatron's not that dumb.
Yeah. Well,
and he purposely left Captain Rhinox in place under a shell program so that Rhinox could unearth or un-Cybertron the key.
A calculated risk, right?
Yes. Megatron's always liked to gamble. This is just another example.
Mm.
He's like, I wonder what would happen if I put Maximals in my generals and then scrambled them like eggs and seen what happens.
Well, what I thought was odd is that he corrupts Rhinox's spark to the point where he's evil, even when he does emerge. And yet, Silverbolt, when he finally comes back around, and he's going to,
we don't.
He doesn't come back evil.
Oh, well...
He feels bad for have been evil, but he doesn't come back evil.
His stand back citizen thing has been tarnished.
Yeah, well, I mean, once you've gone on a killing rampage, for so long, then you kind of feel bad about that. You kind of when you go through an alignment shift like that, that's so deep.
Once you go dark, you lose your spark.
Kinda.
Look at Rhinox.
Well, Rhinox, he's just plain evil. To the point where
He's mad scientist evil. He's like
Yeah.
Dr. Mindbender.
Exactly. When he's talking, it's like, that doesn't sound like Rhinox very much. It sounds like Rhinox, but it's not like, hey, how's it going? Let's go sniff some flowers. It's like,
Well, that's just dandy.
yeah, he's more like, I'm going to kill everything that moves, and wah.
Well, the thing is about Rhinox, Tank, or whatever you want to call him in this series, about bringing Rhinox back. Yeah,
Tankox.
Yeah, Tankox and Rhinocore. The thing about him is that this is pretty much, honestly, it's Megatron getting his Dark Designs wish. I mean, I know I've said that before, but I mean, really, this is Dark Designs Rhinox, only on a planetary level.
Right.
So, I mean, we've kind of already seen a glimpse of it, and now we're seeing, 4 or 5 episodes of it. At least until he finally goes offline and rejoins the Matrix. Of course, like we said before, the whole ruse of him going offline now. But, by the end of the season, he's really dead.
Yeah. And there's actually another, I don't know if I want to get into that now, but there's a separate storyline that appeared in fiction. It was a book. And I've got it around here somewhere. Oh, here it is. It's Transformers Legends.
Oh, I've got that book.
Yeah, it's a good book, but when I first read it, I wasn't a fan of the Beast Wars. So that particular story didn't make a whole lot of sense to me. But there's a story in there by Bob Skier. And it talks about how when Megatron's spark leaves his body, and I believe that's to go inhabit the Grand Mall. But when it leaves his body to float around on its own for a bit, it's joined by Rhinox's spark. And Rhinox basically takes him through, I don't want to say like the eight layers of hell, but, it's something like that. It's not Dante's Inferno.
His spirit guide.
Yeah, it's Dante's Divine Comedy. So he's not being toured through hell, he's being toured through heaven, essentially. And, he basically takes it to mean that, well, I really should be a god. At that point, that supposedly that's the point in the storyline where he decides he wants to merge with the Allspark and become a god, which is where you see him at the end of season 2.
Right.
Yeah, but interesting story. I'm actually going to have to go back and read that book again now that I'm a fan of, Beast Wars and Beast Machines, and I know a little bit more about it. But
yeah, there's only one chapter in it too, so.
Yeah, well, there's like 12 chapters, and when I read it, I was only interested really in the G1 stories.
So what you're basically saying is podcasting forced you into fandom more.
No, not so much, but I mean, like I said, I was into Beast Wars, but I wasn't so much into, I should say, I was into Beast Machines, but not so much into Beast Wars. And not to the point where I would understand what was going on in some of these stories.
Right, right.
Yeah, so it's like, I mean, it was years before I went back and watched Beast Wars.
Yeah.
In full. And even then, I had to go back and rewatch them just to refresh myself on our conversations on this podcast.
Yes. What else we have for the key?
Steve?
I guess you can go on. I don't really have that much more. I more so sat and enjoyed the Rhinox going and stealing the key and watching the flying skyscrapers.
Now, how do we feel about the key in this show? Because I remember the key in G1, it was a actual physical key. Like a key to a door. Whereas this one, it eventually becomes a physical key, but it starts off as random computer code.
I like it. I'm not quite sure how I like it as like a canon type thing, but I don't know. It's another one of those little plot device things that they have to use. They don't use the Matrix in this show. No, we use Vector, Sigma, and the Oracle.
But they call it the Matrix several times.
They don't use the physical Matrix, but they make it, because it's all this spiritual, religious stuff, they make the Matrix, like the Oracle is the guiding light of the Matrix, and the Matrix has all my children, and there's only one life to live here.
No, they use them interchangeably, I think. And I find that bothersome.
Yeah. And even though you kind of half chuckled, I don't think Steve got my reference there.
No.
All those that I just named are soap operas.
Yeah, you wouldn't know that unless you spend all your time sitting at home watching TV. So.
Shut up. I grew up with my grandmother watching soap operas, you asshat.
You poor thing.
Mike's a loser.
It was soap operas and Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy, damn it.
Oh, God.
Mike's a loser.
It's like, I remember when I was young and I would stay home from school because I'd be sick or something.
Yeah, but you're older than us by a lot of years, so I mean, there's a big difference. You're a kid that grew up in the 70s. I was a kid that grew up in the 80s.
Well, you'd be surprised at basically how all the soap operas are the same.
Well, yeah.
I mean, there's still One Life to Live, and what's the other one? My mom used to watch
One Life to Live, General
As the
Hospital,
World Turns or something.
Turns.
Yeah.
Young and Restless, Bold and the Beautiful. I can list them all, unfortunately.
You are truly sad.
You were the weakest link. Goodbye.
Goodbye. So, about the key. Tankor, as much as I like Tankox, it bothers me that he moves his legs when he walks.
That is kind of funny.
Yeah, and it's like you may not notice this because you didn't realize that Nightscream was surfing in the other episode, but in this episode, his legs are moving. He's like walking, but he still has the tank treads. So I mean, I kind of liked it better when he would just kind of like his feet were and the bottom half of his legs were tank treads, and he would just kind of trundle along. I liked it better that way than now he's kind of walking.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I guess that's all right. I know in the toy you can do it either way. You can make his feet, or you can make his legs tank treads, or you can stand him upright. Either way, however way you like it. But I think I prefer it just with the treads. That's kind of neat. But he has become, very impatient in his evilness. And like I said, I kind of like Rhinox being the happy-go-lucky, I think I'm going to hang out and sniff some flowers type of guy. And here he's like, God damn it, drone, move your ass. You're not doing it fast enough, and you're pissing me off. And, he grabs his drone and just winds up and tosses him into Vector Sigma. He's evil. I understand it. I get it. But, at the same time, it's like I kind of want my old Rhinox back.
Yeah.
I agree. I like Rhinox from Beast Wars. He's an all-around good guy, mystic type character, but he still had that hard edge ass, especially when you have the episode where he was using the bullhorn against Megatron and he let out that feedback. I love that. That feedback noise is so awesome.
With all the guns.
Yeah, but the thing here is you have to further the character somehow. And while people may not agree with the decision that Skewer or whoever else, or, actually it's probably Marv Wolfman, because he wrote the series Bible, people may not agree with the direction of Rhinox, but I think it makes it very interesting for his character.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like I said, I think I would have been happier if they would have been able to rescue Rhinox and then had all that firepower on their side. But I do like it. I like the plot twist. What I don't like is the fact that they cap it off. It's at the end of season 1, and we'll get to that. But basically, it's not a 3-way fight for very long.
Yeah, no, it's not.
But Tankor.
And if you
Tankox. Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Rancor, Tankox. Tankox basically finds the Oracle and, chucks the diagnostic drone into it. And the diagnostic drone just kind of floats around and says, "My God, it's full of stars."
Does not say that.
My pants are full.
No, it's a 2001 reference.
Oh.
My God, it's full of stars. Mm. He says something like, "This is incomprehensible."
Yeah, he does. He says, "Oh my God, this is incomprehensible. No one can, figure this out," or something to that effect.
Yeah, he's flying through there and he says, "My God, it's full of stars." And you guys, if you haven't seen 2001: A Space Odyssey, then you honestly have to give up your geek cred right now.
I think I've seen it, but it's been a while.
Oh, that's like I want to say that's the last line of the movie.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, and probably aside from Hal, I'm sorry, I can't do that, Dave. Aside from Hal, that's probably the most parodied line.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, so you've got the diagnostic drone floating around, finding Vector Sigma inside the Matrix or inside the Oracle, right? Why is it that Optimus has to commune with the Oracle? He has to zen out and meet it mind to mind, whereas you can just chuck any old sparkless drone into it and get the same information.
Well, why doesn't the Oracle come to Primal, come over to his house, hang out, have a pizza, and talk to him, tell him in plain English what the hell it means instead of cryptic codes?
Well, it's like cryptic code, but, the fact of the matter is, it doesn't have to give him cryptic visions. You can just send a drone in and get whatever you want and have it beam directly into your brain using computer code.
But see, that's the difference between Optimus and Megatron. Go back to when they originally tried to, before they found out it was Rhinox, when they originally tried to tame Tankor. And Optimus went through his mind, whereas Megatron would just throw a thousand drones at something. And that's the other thing. Really, if you look at it, the Maximals, throughout the entire Beast Wars Beast Machines, they've always been outnumbered. Whether you got Rhinox back in this show or not, you would still be outnumbered by millions of jet and cycle drones. So, it wouldn't have mattered. So, like I said before about the characterization of Rhinox, it's very interesting what they did with it. So, granted, they almost get the whole band back together after we get Silverbolt, but even if they got Rhinox back and Rhinox was good again, you still have a million cycle drones. And then after that, once we get to Season 2, and Megatron pulls that other thing, you have a million of those drones. So you still have the Maximals outnumbered, no matter how, there is no Maximal army whatsoever.
What I'm saying, though, is I think you're missing the point I'm trying to make here, is that, Optimus communes with the Oracle, but Rhinox can just, dial in with a modem and connect to it. And what I'm getting at here ultimately is that I don't think that Optimus would be so quick as to see the Oracle as a deity if he realized that you can just hack into it through your DSL and block other people out of it, because that's pretty much what happens here. Rhinox logs in with his modem, like in War Games, and then he changes his grade to an A and makes sure that no one else can log in.
Yeah.
Are you following me? Did the War Games reference throw you off? Is that the problem?
No, I've seen that a long time ago.
Good. Anyway, but that's where I'm getting to is that it just seems odd that Optimus would have to commune with the Oracle. Especially when Rattrap has that little tail thingy where he can plug directly into pretty much any data port.
Right, but the thing of it is though that look at what they're trying to do. It's a battle between nature and technology. So Optimus is going all zen, whereas Rhinox or Rhinocore or whatever the fuck we're calling him. is going the technological route by just throwing a drone at it. So, again, it's nature versus technology. I mean, I see what you're saying. Don't get me wrong, I do, but it's just nature versus technology.
Well, yeah. And then, but I don't know. As cool as they make it sound, Tankor dies. Or does he? Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, really.
Do it, Mike. You know you want to.
Are we done with the key?
No.
No? Okay.
Hell no.
Okay.
I'm still going. I can go on forever. Watch me now.
And then he's going to complain when it gets to 1 a.m., folks.
I know. I'm going to be crying 3 hours into this. But, you know, I really enjoyed these episodes. And I
do, too.
Yeah.
I mean, they're really good. Minus the whole mushroom. And I see that now, the mushroom fire effects. But still, you have to admit that every single episode, the animation just pops off the screen, whether it's a mushroom cloud fire effect or not.
Oh, I actually had something to complain about there, too, but I'll get to that later. Yeah, of course you do. Yeah.
Michael the Complainer Wilson. There is no more Pecan Court. It's Michael the Complainer Wilson.
I do complain. That's what I do. Nightscream's reward for being the king of suck. Yes. Yes, as well as being heroically suicidal, is a painful plague. It's like syphilis, only it turns you into metal. Nightscream's totally metal. Somewhere. Yeah, exactly. It's unfortunate that it's not permanent. You know, that was a Bill and Ted reference.
Yeah, I got that.
Yeah. 69, dude.
There's no 69 in Transformers.
Sure there is.
Till next year.
Yeah.
Oh god.
I like it when the diagnostic drone is declaring Tankor dead, and he kind of closes his eyes, or his optic visor kind of draws it down so it's closed.
That was corny.
You kind of get this, he's dead, Jim.
That was corny as all hell.
I thought it was cool. I'm like, yeah,
fucking stupid.
He's definitely dead now. And then they draw a sheet over him. You know? It's like, oh damn, now he's really dead.
There's nothing I can do for this one. His prostate got the better of him.
Damn it, Jim. I'm a doctor, not a diagnostic drone. And then, the whole Cybertropolis. How big is Cybertropolis? Is it just like a, little town?
Bigger than Megatron's ego?
All the buildings are moving. Why not just run into the building? It's like, oh crap, this building is about to crush me.
I got an idea.
The door.
Why didn't he just, play a game of, like, I don't know, Connect 4 and start smashing buildings next to each other until eventually all the Maximals were crushed between them?
Well, that's what he was trying to do.
But
all the buildings
were fly in the air
into each other. He didn't do that until after they climbed inside, I don't think.
Oh, but he should have played a big game of Tetris.
That would have been awesome. That would have been awesome if they would have included the music.
Reverse squiggly. Reverse squiggly.
I love that. You are a cruel and angry god. God, I love that show. It's funny. No, but anyway, so all these buildings that are threatening to crush them, they don't have any doors. They can't just open a door and run inside. I realized they found a window. They jumped in the window, which was kind of cool. Wah! Yeah, I mean,
it's a sad thing. I'm going to have to find the Tetris God audio so Steve can put it in between the final episode and our outro.
As a reminder to everyone about all the fun we had.
Because nobody is going to get the Tetris God reference. And I don't want to go through the whole story of telling people what it is.
It's funny.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Yeah. You got to go online and just do a Google search for Tetris gods. It's really funny. Yeah, so they all jump in this building, and they're all being shot at, right, by these drill drones. And Optimus then rips this big hunk of metal out of the floor and uses it as a shield. And I'm thinking, he's got that weird arm shield bubble thing that he uses. Why would he need a big hunk of metal for a shield? But then Rattrap uses it as a ramp. And he's like, wah, doing the Evel Knievel off it. And I thought that was kind of cool. That was a nice bit of teamwork.
Yeah, it is a nice bit of teamwork, but his arm shield thingamajiggers, his arm things, they weren't going to be able to repel all of the blasts that were coming at him. So, and he was trying to get to Cheetor because he was trying to save Cheetor.
Yeah. No, I understand, but it's like I think his arm shields would have been fine. It didn't look like he was repelling that much firepower. It's a trap! Yeah, and there was a moon this time. And the moon had, like, big metal grooves across it. And it's not like a big round moon like we saw in the earlier episodes of Season 1, but it's not a Unicron head either. But it's still not quite, it still kind of looks like, I want to say like a Cybertronian moon. It doesn't look like, a Luna, right? But it has these weird, almost like canals dug through it.
It's almost like it's scarred. That's what I thought it was.
Oh, like Unicron grabbed a hold of it. Big Unicron fingerprints smeared across the front of the moon. Oh, I don't know. I just keep looking for, references to Unicron, and I'm just not seeing it. I was
won't see it until Season 2, and it's not even Unicron. It's another kind of Tron, but it's not Unicron.
Well, we'll see. I don't know.
It's Megatron.
Shut up, Steve.
I was just happy to see that the moon didn't look like a moon. It wasn't just like a ball of rock in the air. It was something more Cybertronian. And lastly, the green goop is then, for lack of a better term, the anti-Vector Sigma.
Yeah.
It's like I just zapped this thing with my death ray key, and yet it's coming back to life because the green goop, gets on it, and I'm just not happy with that. I'm not happy with the green goop being the end all be all. Oh, look, we're all saved now because of the green goop that mysteriously comes out of the ground instead of water or oil, for that matter, because you've got all this fossilized remains that have been there for millions of years. Where's the oil? And the fact that if you took some of this green goop back to Earth, you could end world hunger.
You know what kind of pisses me off about them digging for the organic goop stuff? If you look at Cybertron, and you look at them going into the sewers, as Rattrap would call them, and then they go lower and lower and lower. Everybody remembers the Eggo Waffles commercials with the kid in the U.S. digs all the way to China for breakfast, and he comes up on the other side of the world. They keep digging for this goop. Aren't they going to, fall at the bottom of the planet?
The planet's not that big.
Apparently not.
It doesn't seem that big. I mean, but it doesn't seem like it'd be that deep either. It's weird because in the first episode they make it seem like, 3 civilizations down. You've got I don't know, the Metal Age, and then the Plastic Age, and then the Stone Age, and you hit bedrock, and that's where you find all the fossils and the goop. It's like that's an awful long way down to go.
And Fred and Barney fighting over cereal.
Exactly. Barney!
Those are my Cocoa Puffs. They're Cocoa Pebbles. Shit, I fucked that up.
Barney!
Exactly.
Let go of my Cocoa Puffs.
Pebbles.
Cocoa Pebbles, whatever. And
join the voicemail.
he's like, tastes good. And he's like, Bonnie, those aren't Cocoa Pebbles.
They came out of my ass.
Oh, okay. Are we done with the key?
Well, I was getting to something with the goop. I'm not happy so much with the way that the fire looks, right? Because it's like that plasma. It's like it kind of looks more like flowing water than fire. Whereas now you've got this green goop that is supposed to look like flowing water, but looks more like it looks more like somebody colored spots on a sheet of paper, and it's kind of like pulling the sheet of paper across the ground. I don't know if you guys
I
remember,
noticed that.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys remember Doom, the original Doom game.
No, I don't. But
all right, well, in Doom you could get flowing water, but or like acid. Usually it was acid or fire or something, but because of the way the textures were, I mean, it was a single texture that moved on a flat plane. And it would move at the same speed in the same direction, no matter what. And it would, if you suspended your disbelief for a minute, it would kind of look like flowing lava. And that's essentially what we have here.
green lava.
There's no ripples, there's no movement in other directions, and there's no bunching at the sides. There's no viscosity at all. It's literally just a texture that's bordered by the sides of the stream, let's say, and they just kind of pulled it across. I maybe wiggle it a little bit, so make it attempt to look like water. But for the most part, it's literally just a single texture that is pulled across the floor. And occasionally, you'll see a drop. It'll be like like a raindrop, like bloop, and it'll puddle out a little bit. But for the most part, no. If they're showing it flow, or if they're showing it, splash or whatever, it's literally just like, here's a circle, and inside the circle is a different texture.
Yeah.
And I really don't like it. And it really becomes evident later on, especially when they finally drill down far enough where it makes the big splash.
Yeah.
And it's kind of flowing around. It just looks really bad. I'm not happy with it. I mean, especially with as good as they did with the fire. And again, it's not fire; it's plasma. It kind of looks like flowing water, but it looks like flowing water. It's neat. It's neat, but it's red and kind of angry looking. If they had done the same thing except made it green, it would have looked awesome. But instead, you've got Doom water.
Uh-huh.
I mean, what do you think of that? Do you agree? Do you go, oh... Well,
I don't know.
You're full of crap, Wilson.
I noticed... No, it's not what I was going to say. That's something Steve would say, but that's not something I would say.
As long as he says it as Megatron,
You're full of crap, Wilson.
I want that as my ringtone.
Oh, crap. The problem I have with the goop...
Yeah.
It looks like in course you don't see this person, but it looks like somebody is under the ground sucking it down with a straw.
That's what she said.
Well,
I know what you're talking about, yeah.
Seriously, if you look when it evaporates, it looks like somebody is sucking it through a straw.
Well, I can kind of understand if, the ground is thirsty, and the ground is, sucking the, absorbing the goop, let's say, into the ground.
Yeah.
So I'll buy that. I mean,
No, I buy it. I'm not saying that I don't buy it. I think that...
I just think it looks funny.
Yeah, I just think it looks weird, and it's just... I don't know, whatever. You got anything else for the key, or can we move on?
No, that's pretty much it for the key. That's
Thank God.
I know, I've been droning on forever. But no, like I said, I that's not what she would say.
We still have 2 episodes left.
Got
Holy
2
shit.
episodes left. But again, I really like these episodes. I
agree.
I just had a lot of input, that's all.
Okay, so we are moving on.
Talk to me about Tankor.
Nice guy. Little dim. Your glorious army will shine less brightly without his guiding. Can I have his tank drones?
I was actually looking for clues to his recent whereabouts before his inconvenient demise.
Eminence, I humbly submit the results of my investigation. It appears Tankor somehow stumbled onto an extraordinary find. The legendary key to Vector Sigma. Tankor attempted to use the key as a weapon. Its power was far too great for his internal system.
Uncharacteristically ambitious for such a simple-minded vassal.
Well, you can turn the loss of this Vehicon to your advantage. It is a simple matter to download the key program
into your drones to deploy its powerful beam on a planetary level.
On a planetary level. The key will destroy any and all organic matter. Cybertron can at last be purged. I shall prepare the process immediately.
Wait. What effect would this key have on my own beast mode?
After so many thwarted attempts, it will finally be eliminated.
Driving you mad until you go offline forever, leaving Cybertron under my control.
Driving you mad?
No, don't say that!
Madly away from your maddening beast mode.
And you have proof that my spark will not be adversely affected in the process?
Not as such.
I strongly suggest you provide some.
But time is of the essence, my liege.
The organics are rapidly gaining ground.
Organics are rapidly gaining ground. I have reason to believe the Maximals are now introducing plant life to Cybertron.
You appear different of late.
I assure you,
I am operating at full capacity.
Arm these drones with the key and test it on the spark of a Maximal.
But the Maximals
pose no threat to me with shrubbery.
He's not taking the bait. Oh, if I don't keep his troops away from the Maximals, my plans will fall apart.
Next up is the Catalyst. Rattrap uncovers a catalyst program that accelerates the growth of Cybertron's newfound plant life. Meanwhile, Black Arachnia discovers the truth about Thrust's spark. Dun dun dun.
Lame.
It was cool. Shut up.
It was
Megatron, tell me about Tankor.
Fake and gay.
Can I have his tank drones then?
Yes, you can have them all. I need
That's what Jetstorm said. That was my first.
Go in your corner. You're being punished, fool.
That's about it. Don't make me put my foot in your ass, Jetstorm, because I'll do it. I'll do it right here.
I'll do it twice.
You can see my foot under my cape. See? Look, here it is. Yeah.
Oh God, don't start.
It's a big dragon foot dangling under the cape. Look what I got over here. It's a big foot for your ass.
I'll show you my dragon.
He's
my lucky dragon's foot. It's not very lucky for the dragon.
He's not taking the bait. Well, no. Megatron's a genius. Don't you know that, Rhinox?
Well, you'd think he'd know that, considering Megatron caused him to have his resurgence with his old personality.
Well, Tank Knox is the only person other than Megatron to break a monitor in this show. As far as
strong enough.
Those things are expensive. You know, you can't just go throwing them around. Yeah, that adds up.
This is another Rattrap. It's one of those things where one of the reasons why I like these last 4 episodes so much is because Rattrap gets a lot more comedy. Egg squeeze me.
I love that
because she tells him thrust is Silverbolt, and he's like, fine, bring him back in one piece. Time for another rousing round of digging for Maximals. No, wait. Their energy signatures are halfway across the planet. I don't see no signal.
He's leading them on a merry chase.
Yes. Talk about Gary the Gander.
Gary the Gander?
It's just a wild goose chase.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Agent G, where have you been? So, are you finally getting it now?
God, yeah.
Okay. It's something like that I
reaction.
would catch. Steve won't catch it because he doesn't watch that show.
Crickets.
Yeah.
So Rattrap has no real weapons in robot mode, but he has built-in windshield wiper? What the hell?
Cha-ching.
He's got to wipe that goop off. So that's like when you're in the middle of the Bukkake video. You can then, wipe off the visor.
Talk
You and
about
your low
spreading
blows.
DNA.
Steve gets it. Dave,
Yeah,
Steve
because I
gets
know what it means now.
it. Mike doesn't know what it means yet.
I don't want to know what it means.
You know you don't.
Yeah, it sounds like something Dodd would come up with, not Wilson.
Dad wanted his bukkake and good time, just like
Oh
Wilson
God!
does.
Oh God! Now I really don't know what it means.
You don't want to know what it means.
The last two, I think since episode 22 of the podcast, I've been making notes. Black Arachnia, get off Thrust's nuts. You don't want to know what's in there.
She wants to turn his wheels, play with his axles, run his rotors.
Are you done?
No, she wants to play with his brakes.
To bop his brakes.
Good brakes. Good brakes too. So this finally comes to a head when no, Doggybot not here. Waspinator, what the hell?
No, Doggybot not here.
And then, of course, we get the backstory of Waspinator and how, well, he tells it the way he wanted it to be told, but we actually see what happens. He flicked a rock at one of the proto-humans, and then they chased him away, but he tells her that they begged him to stay.
Yeah.
They begged him to leave.
Yeah, I'm just aggravated again. I've said it before. I'll say it again. I'm aggravated that, Beast Wars ended with Waspinator getting the last word. He was king of the world, literally, and he probably could have hung out there until, I don't know, till the G1 bots woke up.
But could you imagine Optimus Prime waking up? What the hell is this bug doing around here? It's always buzzing around, and he's always talking about ruling, and
That's right.
he transforms into something weird, and...
Well, actually, I think that it would have made an interesting, alternate timeline type of story where, you would literally have Waspinator being king of the world. I mean, he would have, fostered life up through the ages to the point where, they're building pyramids with his head on top of it, or, they're building castles,
That would have
his
never
name.
fucking worked. I am so glad he came back to Cybertron. That would have never fucking worked.
Waspinator's the Sphinx.
Exactly. I think, it would have been it would make an interesting story. Especially if, in present time, you've got this almost Alpha Trion-esque Waspinator, who's maybe just a slight bit crazy from being alone for millions of years. But, let's say thousands of years, let's say. But, I think it would have been a better story than Waspinator got bored and flew back to Cybertron just to have his spark ripped out. I mean, that's kind of aggravating. I think I would have been less offended if Jetstorm were Waspinator and Thrust was Silverbolt. Because they've been leading us on with this whole Thrust thing for...
No, because then, well... See, the next line was, like, the way he ended the story was, even though I got my spark ripped out, I got this cool new biker bot, and the chicks dig the whole brooding thing. And then he asks Black Arachnia, "Will you be my girlfriend or whatever?"
Go steady with me.
Yeah. Well, she says.
And she's like, ew.
No. She says, ew, no, I won't be your girlfriend. That means Spider-Bot not go steady with Waspinator.
I don't know. On the one hand, it's like, hey, everybody loves Waspinator. I mean, he's lovable.
Yeah.
Who doesn't love Waspinator, right? And it's cool to see him back, but at the same time, at this point, this is the last you see of him until the end of Season 3. I mean, he's severely underutilized, and why bother? What's the point?
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
But I like it because even though they wanted Beast Machines to be the darker series, the more serious series, the whole religious novel for television thing,
yeah.
Even though Rattrap has had some comedy bits, you needed some sort of real comedy. And as I said back when we were doing Beast Wars, you don't kill the comedic characters off, regardless of if you rip their spark out of one body and put it in another and make it a different character.
Yeah, but this is like the last time you hear from him, though.
I know.
This is it. This is the most comedy you're going to get. After
I know,
that,
but it's still cool.
Dark.
It's a good fan wank. Damn it, just leave it alone.
I suppose. I mean, maybe it would have been a better fan wink if she would have doused him with the green ooze and he would have been like, leaking lubricants, and we all would have cheered. Oh, it's G1 Ironhide! Woo! You know?
That would have
You should have done the shrapnel line again.
Exactly. That would have
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Uncle the Sane!
Yeah, that would have been awesome. But no, it's Waspinator. Yeah,
and then my final note was, of course, because for a brief second we get the heroic martyr, I guess you could call him. I have at you, because Silverbolt comes out of Jetstorm.
Yeah. Okay. Again,
Michael
Thrust
doesn't
should have
care.
been Silverbolt.
No.
Jetstorm should have been Ironhide.
No.
Leaking lubricants. What am I doing in this flyboy body?
Exactly.
All right, what do you got for this one, Steve?
Well, I mean, I obviously like the fact that you finally get to hear Waspinator and Jetstorm, or not Jetstorm, Silverbolt again.
Yeah.
It was quite odd, but it was still cool as hell to see. It was surprising that they showed the two kid proto-humans
Right.
in this clip of Waspinator anyway.
That was cool.
Predacons, the only Predacon that's actually in existence now is Waspinator.
Yep.
And this is the first appearance of the Predacon, and the last for a while.
Oh, you see his head. Or maybe it's his body, I think, yeah.
Yeah, well, you see his body at the end, but he has his voice back at the end. But, I mean, despite that,
Megatron's not a Predacon anymore?
No, he's technically Viacon. Look at all the weird-ass experiments he's done to himself.
Okay.
He's technically considered Viacon, but...
Well, I think the fact that he still has a beast mode makes him a Predacon. I mean, once he sheds the beast mode, maybe not, but...
Yeah, but you could still argue that because he's got the metal cloak thing going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely liked seeing Waspinator back in the show. That was quite nice. I like that Rattrap finally did his special goop. That, having gotten enough concentrated, he could get them, to bring out the old sparks and personalities. I still can't believe that the diagnostic drone convinced, from Tankor anyway, convinced Megatron to put the key on all the tanks.
Yeah.
Well, that made sense, though.
It made sense.
Yeah. I mean, he said you don't want your other two generals turning on you, so maybe the best thing to do is to give the Doomsday device to the drones that don't have a general anymore. I mean, that made sense to me.
Not like they could use it on Megatron anyhow.
Right, which you find out later, but...
Yeah. But, I mean, still, it was quite nice to see that being done. With the key and all that. Black Arachnia just keeps proving that she's becoming a loose cannon, going bananas over trying to find Silverbolt since she rediscovered that she had a boyfriend.
Yeah.
Because I think she wants to get laid. But
yeah, there's definitely something to be said for a consistent source of sex.
And Waspinator's like, I have Spider-Bot girlfriend? And she's like, hell no. Not if you were the last bot on the planet.
Yeah. It's like, I'm glad I didn't have sex with you before I found out you were a bug. Because that would be gross.
It was funny, though, when they were telling Silverbolt and Waspinator, hey, you got drones. You might as well, mind if you shut them down for us? Hello?
And they're both like, drones? What the fuck are drones?
They're like, where the hell are we at?
Well, I mean, it's clear that they remember.
Yeah, but they don't remember anything that's happened since.
Well, Tankor remembered.
Yeah, well, that's Tankor. Megatron granted him a certain level of sentience through his shell program, whereas the other two are kind of oblivious.
Well, I don't know. Waspinator seemed to understand that, hey, it's me in here, but I got a cool new body.
Yeah, but again, could it have all... See, that's the thing. I think Megatron restored Rhinox's memories. And like Steve was saying, gave him some sort of sentient thought as far as his past, whereas I think he wiped Silverbolt's memory as far as anything to do with, like, it's kind of like multiple personalities, because you've got Jetstorm on the one hand, who is this big badass and enjoys doing shit, and deep down Silverbolt is there and he knows it's wrong, but he really doesn't know everything else that's going on, which I guess I can probably argue with myself that that's kind of a stupid point, because if Jetstorm is constantly talking to the drones and Silverbolt's in the back of his mind, how does Silverbolt not know about the fucking drones? But still, it goes back to multiple personality, where sometimes in multiple personality disorder, or whatever
schizophrenia.
Well, it's not really schizophrenia. It's multiple personalities, because Jetstorm is an entire personality himself,
right,
and then Silverbolt is his own personality. So you have two people in one body.
Well, I think that the argument could be made that Megatron knew that if he put Rhinox's his personality with all his memories under Tankor, that he would eventually emerge and end up doing what he wanted him to do to begin with. And he alludes to that. He basically says, look, I left your brain there to come out because I knew that you would pull something like this. I covered my own ass, but I knew what was going on the whole time, and I engineered it that way. Yeah. Or maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. Maybe that doesn't happen until the end of the line. But yeah, I mean, it could be argued that Megatron did it with Tankor differently than he did with Thrust and Jetstorm, specifically because he knew that Rhinox would pull that, and he hoped to take advantage of it.
Yeah, I guess, but it still doesn't explain why Waspinator and Silverbolt don't know about the damn drones. I don't know. It's still... See, I think they combined... this is funny. I think they combined multiple personality disorder and selective memory.
Okay.
Or repressed memories, or whatever. I don't freaking know.
Way to go, Fruit Dude.
Where's Dr. Chase Meridian when I really need her?
Oh, God.
Chip Chase?
No. Oh, God. Fuck you. No, Nicole Kidman from Batman Forever, you asshat. What the hell is wrong with Chip Chase? What the fuck is wrong with you? Jesus.
It was Nicole. Oh, I thought it was Tom Cruise's wife.
Yeah. Nicole Kidman. His former wife.
That's right. That would have been his old wife. Yeah.
Yes. Anyways.
His old
What else do you got
Right.
for this one,
She was
Steve?
old. But, yes, damn it. Now you fucked up my mind.
I know.
You ravaged my brain.
Ravage.
But, I had a thought, and I lost it because it ran away.
Steve thought he had a hair until he peed out of it.
Shut your face. It doesn't explain very well how Waspinator actually got back to Cybertron, because there's no way in hell a palm tree is going to be able to launch his ass into space.
Yeah. No.
He's like, I believe I can fly.
I believe I can touch the sky. Oh, God.
I don't know.
Launch my ass into the clouds.
Oh, God.
Technically, there's nothing to say that he couldn't just keep flying up into space.
I guess.
Yeah, whatever, but I
Says
doubt
it took forever, but it was worth it. And that makes me wonder. It's like, well, if it took forever, does that mean that, you've been flying since, I don't know, flying since 3,000 years ago?
So he spent basically about a month on the Beast Planet after they left, and then they got pissed and said, get on your happy little way. Or we'll do it for you. And he's like, no. And then they're like, okay, we'll take care of you then.
And launched him.
And they were
40 feet away.
Peace off.
That's right. Here's Waspinator blasting off again. Ding.
Ting.
That's funny.
Ding. Yeah.
Ting.
Ding.
Tang.
Ting,
Walla
tang,
bing,
walla,
bang.
bing, bang.
Yeah, anyway.
But yeah, that's pretty much all I got. I other than the Waspinator showing up again, I don't know. There's something about these 3 episodes. It just, I don't really care until it gets past these.
Okay.
And then it starts actually winding up for me.
Well, yeah, because then you become a giant head.
He was ahead of his time.
Well, at least there's no balls attached to it.
Big dangly thing. That is funny.
Mike, what do you got?
I have no need for robo-testicles.
What's your position?
Michael Bay will not rape me.
Exactly. I was watching Mater's Tall Tales, and there's the episode where he's the monster truck wrestler.
Yeah.
And at the end, there's this giant tractor thing that he has to wrestle. And he tag teams in a Frightening McMean.
Yeah.
And the giant tractor's dropping his wrecking ball on the ground. and Lightning McQueen's like dodging the wrecking ball, but I couldn't help but think of Devastator.
Yeah, I know. I know.
It's like giant testicles falling from the sky. And pow, pow, ah!
So,
Jumping out of the way.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on this here episode?
So, the Catalyst, yes. I like how Tankor tricks Megatron into arming the Viacons.
Oh, yeah, that was awesome.
It's like the whole time, it's like Megatron looks like he's playing right into Tankor's hands the whole time. And, it's like, just playing him like a fiddle. And I don't know. I mean, I'm jumping the gun a little bit here, but it's like if Tankor only would, or Tankox, Rhinox, if he had only stayed hidden and not overplayed his hand, he would have had it. He could have taken it all. But, you've got Rattrap, who has this catalyst, and he's trying to use it for the first time. And again, why the hell would you use it? Why would you do a large-scale test? That makes no sense. Why not just try it on a little tiny piece and see what happens? But no, he uses it for the first time, and all hell breaks loose. And the activity reminded me of Gremlins. Kind of like when Stripe jumps into the pool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm thinking, here it comes, except for the whole tentacle porn part.
Yeah.
Nobody
Speaking
expects
of nobody expecting tentacle porn, don't ever send something like that to me ever again.
Oh, come on. It was at least mildly entertaining.
No,
right?
that was fucking disgusting. I like porn, but that was going way overboard. It was
Dude, that wasn't even porn. That was just like a GIF.
yeah, no, that was a very wrong animated GIF.
I don't think there was even nudity in that.
Very wrong. Very wrong. But anyway, continue.
Nobody expects the tentacle porn. Yeah, Steve, did you get that?
Unfortunately.
I think he probably just deleted it.
Deleted.
Yeah. I won't link that in the forums, so
that would be optimal if you
That's
didn't.
right. You'll have to everyone out there will have to use their imagination.
Yeah, there's no way we're putting that in this episode post. No fucking way.
It wasn't that bad. Come on.
There's no way. Did you get that offline?
It was, yeah.
Wow, the internet really sucks these days, doesn't it?
Oh, please.
There's
that
just no pleasing some people.
I don't think that's even considered like tentacle porn. I mean, honestly, there's really some really awful stuff out there. If you Google tentacle porn, you know what you would find? 10 times worse than that, let me tell you.
Maybe it's octopi porn.
No, I mean literally there's like I won't get into it, but suffice to say, worse than that. Moving right along, the Maximals have no problem transforming in their own base when they start chopping up the plants and that are growing willy-nilly. And it's like, why would they do that? You'd think that they would want to take the chance to bring the Viacons right down on their head. I don't know. I'm just saying that it didn't make much sense, but they chop up all these plants that they're trying to grow. It's like, I thought the whole point was to make the plants grow more, not chop them all up into tiny pieces. And Cheetor doing his impersonation of the Cuisinart didn't help. I mean, granted, they had to rescue Rattrap from the unfortunate tentacle placement, but let's say the vine growth, we'll call it that, so as not to
the growth.
Exactly, the vine growth. I mean, they had to rescue Rattrap, but at the same time, it's like they ended up with a huge pile of deceased shrubbery, let's say.
Why am I reminded, and don't get me wrong, Beast Machines is awesome, but when that scene, the whole overgrowth scene happened, why am I reminded of a fairly horrible sci-fi original movie, something about plants? Oh god, I don't know. It has something to do with growing plants and overinfestation of plant life. And it's like, oh god.
Okay.
Oh god.
And Black Arachnia, actually, in order to convert thrusts and jetstorms, she has to splash them with the ooze. And
splash! I was taking a bath.
Well, yeah, but I mean, the first thing that came to my mind was, she slimed me. Come on, Ghostbusters. Yeah, right.
Yeah, I know the reference.
Yeah, all right, great. And then there's everyone who flies in on their giant vine broomstick. Yeah, you can call it that. They come in. It's weird because they're like driving it. I mean, you had to drive it in order to get it to go all the way to the Citadel and back. But so they fly the vine in. But I like the transition that goes from the vine directly to Megatron's control wires. So you kind of see the parallel there from the organic to the technological.
Yeah, you do.
I thought that was well done.
Yep.
And at the end, they don't push the fact that Rhinox planted the catalyst for Rattrap to find. I mean, he mentions it. He's like, haha, you found it. But he doesn't say, it's not like beating us over the head with it. It's like, I put it in there for you to find, and I'm the one that caused this, and I'm going to bring down the downfall of everybody. He just kind of mentions off the cuff, haha, I snared the rat.
Well, the other thing is, if you notice, when the drone and Rhinox are talking earlier in the episode, Rhinox is at some computer terminal. And there's one of those transitions where he hits a giant button and it fades away to a different scene. Because he's talking about all his plans. And that's the point right there when he sends the Catalyst program to Rattrap.
Oh. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Well, it's nice. I mean, it's well written to the point where, they're not bludgeoning you with it.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, and then lastly, you've got Optimus trying to access the Oracle, and it's like, sorry, I've been hacked. It's just unfortunate because, an episode or two ago, the Oracle was this, all-powerful, it's a deity. It planned everything, and it made everything happen, and now it's, oh, I'm sorry, I've been hacked. Yeah. I'm sorry, did you want to pray to me? I'm sorry, there'll be no praying today. I'm hacked and access denied. Denied!
I know Michael will mind saying this, so I'm going to say it coming from me. I'm just a hack of a god.
One hack of a god.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Boo. Well, it just bothers me because they just the way that they flippantly use the terms Matrix. They don't call it an Allspark. I think they do call it.
Yeah, they do. Well,
Matrix,
they say
Allspark,
they basically say it's the well of all sparks.
Yeah, I mean, just the way that they flip-flop these terms around as if they're not separate things. They're all the same thing, apparently. And it aggravates me a little bit. Yeah. But again, we've had this conversation before where it's like, Michael Bay did something very similar.
No.
Well, again, what? The Matrix is a bad tribal tattoo?
No. The Matrix is a boomerang, and here it's not a boomerang.
Well, at least here it's something that we can reasonably recognize. To the point where we're not... I was going to say, to the point where we're not all going to gang up and burn down Bob Skier's house, but... Actually, I think people were threatening to burn down his house.
Oh, Jesus.
I think they were, honestly.
There goes that interview request right out the window.
I'm not saying I'm going to, but
I know that, but just...
We'll have to ask him. If we talk to him, we'll have to ask him what nature these death threats took. Because I know that there were some... I don't want to say zealous fans out there, overzealous fans.
Oh, there were some very zealous fans out there, yeah.
Well, there still are overzealous fans, but I mean, at the time, there was pretty much G1, Beast Wars, and Beast Machines then ruined everything,
Did not.
Well, no, I mean, again, this is before we had all these different continuities.
Right, yeah.
And, we're dredging up last episode's conversation, but, this was, again, there was G1, and you had G1 fanatics. And then you had Beast Wars, and people are like, hey, I can see the parallels between Beast Wars and G1. I like it. And then you get into Beast Machines, and everything's wrong. Well, I don't want to say wrong, but, everything's... Not only is everything vastly different, but you start messing up with with the canon, for lack of a better term,
Yeah. So, can we move on, or do we have anything else on this one?
I suppose not. I mean, aside from the fact that I want it to be known that I do not intend to burn down Bob Skier's house. I like the series, and I would really like to call him and talk to him and tell him what a fantastic writer and what a great job he did on this.
And with that, we are moving on.
Don't be a fool, Megatron! you unleash the key program, you'll destroy all of Cybertron!
No planet is alive, Optimus. Merely infested, and I intend to restore it to its natural condition.
Over my sparkless body!
My sentiments exactly.
Looks like your organic side is getting the better of you.
My technological side is defeating you, Optimus Primal. Absurd.
Nightscream, no!
Admit it, Primal. You've lost.
You can destroy the Maximus Megatron, and you can destroy me. But even you can't destroy the Matrix, and the Matrix wills that the organics prevail! Deep within this planet beats the heart of an organic core, just as the heart of a beast beats within you.
You cannot defeat me.
No, but I can reformat you! Reformatting an unwilling subject, Optimus? How low have you sunk? Rhinox, alive? Sadly, I won't be able to say the same for you much longer. Nor of you, Master.
You can't destroy me. It's hardwired into your programming. Did you think I would grant you a spark and then not protect myself from your treachery? You've been the perfect pawn all along. Your independent mind weaving webs of deceit I would never have conceived. I must thank you. If I never let you roam free, I never would have obtained the key to my victory. Still some fight left, my friend.
I still controlled the plasma energy chamber.
An empty threat, my dear Optimus. You've always lacked the machine-like clarity to do what is logical and necessary to win.
Not this time.
Let us
And finally up today is End of the Line.
You suck.
Oh, just wait. Megatron prepares a doomsday weapon that can wipe out everything organic on Cybertron, including the Maximals. Meanwhile, Optimus discovers his own doomsday weapon. Tankor is having malfunctions controlling his drones. Well, duh. They're under Megatron's control now that you're dead, you dumbass.
Okay.
First the key to Vector Sigma, now the Plasma Energy Chamber. Yay for G1 references.
Yeah, at least they used this one in the appropriate manner.
Oh, very true. Yep.
Yeah.
We finished this now, Megatron, you and I. I so miss the G1 lines.
They're going back to the Beast Wars.
Yeah.
Nemesis Part 2.
Yeah. And then, of course, Megatron's like, and Steve is going to have to pretty much say this. Of course, Steve's going to have to edit this point where I'm telling him to say this, but this was my next note.
There's an awful lot of editing going on today.
Oh,
I'm not editing. Fuck that shit.
just say the damn line.
Let our fates fall where they may.
I thought that was awesome.
I was actually thinking the cookie crumbles. You know.
And
I'll let the cookie
crumbles. Yes.
And my final note for this one was
You're making me snort. Stop it.
the image of energy piling on and Optimus and Megatron going at it was just epic.
It was very cool.
Yeah, you've got Megatron taking the energy from the key, and then you've got Optimus invoking the plasma energy chamber.
Yeah. So you've got both Doomsday weapons set off at once, and see you next year. You know. I don't know. As far as cliffhangers go, though, I don't think that this one was quite as dire as the Beast Wars cliffhangers.
No.
You know.
The Beast Wars cliffhangers usually resulted in somebody's death.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the first one is we just blew up a moon and Optimus Prime's dead. It's like, wow, that's pretty epic, you know. And the second one was we're gonna blow up time itself, which is again really epic. And here it's just like, you know, we got kind of this stuff swirling around and your hand's disappearing. Sorry about that. Yeah. I don't know. It just didn't seem as dire.
Yeah. What about you, Steve? What do you got for this one?
This one I liked pretty well because this is where it all came to a head. You have Rattrap's little nice gadgetry, creating vines around the drones. I mean, I know they've been in there, but it's still cool to see them again.
Yeah, the
finally gets bombs back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bombs.
You get Tankor thinking he's playing Primal against Megatron. You get Megatron once again turning to Dragon mode for the final time.
Well, not technically the final time.
Technically, yeah, because there is no dragon after this point. It's some other creature.
Yeah, but it's a form of dragon.
But it's an iguana. But
it's a Dragon Zord lizard thing.
It's a transmorpher.
God.
It's a beast bot.
It's a VR trooper.
What was that line?
It's a Power Stranger.
No, they were called Transformers, but they weren't Transformers because it was like a person that transformed into a beast.
Battle Beast. Or not Battle Beast.
No.
Animorphs.
Animorphs, that's what it was. Yeah. I was going to say, it's an Animorph, but not really.
Pretenders?
There was a Mutants line that they released toward the tail end. I want to say toward the tail end of the Beast Machines, where or maybe it was the tail end of Beast Wars alongside the Transmetal 2s. I forget exactly, but
with the mutants, you mean?
Well, no, it was like a Beast mode that transformed into another Beast mode.
That was probably Beast Machines, not Beast Wars.
No, I think it was toward the end of the Beast Wars. They might have been on the shelves alongside the.
No, they were Beast machines.
Were they?
I know for a fact they were.
Okay. I was gonna say that they were marketed alongside the second run of Fusors.
Yeah.
I don't remember exactly, but there were only 4 of them. There were supposed to be more, but they only made 4, and they weren't very well received because they had no robot mode. They had a robot head tucked away somewhere that you could see if you looked under their ass or something. But yeah, so that we're jumping the gun way ahead, but Noble Savage kind of reminds me of one of those, except not really an animal of any type.
Yeah.
What are you transforming?
I'm not transforming anything. I think that's Steve fiddling with a Megatron.
Steve?
How do you know?
I can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you.
I've been over here transforming my new Rodimus Miner the whole time, but nobody knew because I'm being really quiet with judicious use of mute.
Well, this is also an old toy, so it does make those sounds. It is my Beast Wars Transmetal 2 Megatron. I was seeing if there's a way to fold down the wings.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Well, I'm looking to do a custom of my Beast Machines Megatron, so...
Yes, you've said that multiple times. Get to this episode. What are your other thoughts? We've been almost 3 hours now.
We've been doing this for 3 hours now.
Well, who's fault them?
It's only been 2.5 hours, I think, so far.
Yes, there's, Oh yeah, Megatron against the diagnostic drone.
Do I detect a personal stake in this contest?
Why, only that of my master.
And which master would that be?
That was such an awesome line.
You notice...
He led the cat out of the bag, hey, I know you're not working with me.
Yeah, he's like, yeah. But notice that he didn't, shoot fire at him.
No, he destroyed him.
Yeah, the fire doesn't work. We've established that, but he just kind of smashed him, it was cool. I digged it.
He used
I like
Deacon armor.
I like how Tankor was
pissed.
really pissed off. Yeah.
He was
not
damn it, my eyes in the skies are gone.
Well, at that point, he's like, all right, fine. He called me out. He knows I'm still alive, and I'm just gonna go for broke, which was dumb. He should have foreseen that Megatron would have a failsafe.
Mm-hmm.
Everything was orchestrated so well up to that point. I was just really surprised.
Yeah, I was quite surprised about that too, but whatever.
Yeah.
And another awesome quote of Megatron's was,
You can't destroy me. It's hardwired into your programming. Did you think I would grant you a spark and not protect myself from your treachery?
Exactly. Dumb. Pretty dumb.
That just lets the cat out of the bag that he purposely let Rampage, or not Rampage, but Rhinox's personality resurface.
Right. It was I who allowed the spies to reach the Death Star, and it was I who, I forget exactly what the Emperor's lines were, but, and I should turn in my geek cred right now for not being able to quote Return of the Jedi. But you get the point.
Yeah. That's no moon. That's a battle station.
Exactly.
Yeah. What else you got, Steve?
Rattrap refers to Control Alt Delete.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rebooted.
I like that.
Rebooted now with more Tim Curry.
Tim Curry.
But I like how Megatron thinks that Primal doesn't have the balls to activate the plasma energy chamber.
Yeah.
And Primal's like, oh, yes I do. This time I have big balls. They're brass. And then he just turns it on, and then they both start dying in a wildfire of plasma energy and techno-organic matter.
That's right.
Megatron's like, no. Tankor's like, I'm shot. And then Primal's like, pancake, pancake, pancake.
That's exactly what happened. I was there. I saw it.
Yeah, I was there too.
I was surprised that you didn't say end game, because that was my favorite line.
End game.
You said it more forceful.
End game.
Yeah, I dig that.
I will kill you.
Game over, man! Game over!
Jackpot. Game over.
Game over, man! They must...
Snake!
Snake.
Because
Snake.
I can't believe I have to explain Metal Gear Solid to you. Never mind.
Mushroom.
So, are you done with your thoughts, Steve?
Yes.
Michael, what are your thoughts on End of the Line?
It consists of a long line of badgers, punctuated by mushroom.
No. We're not bringing... I told you already, we're not bringing badgers back in this podcast.
Badger. After being locked out of the Oracle, why would Optimus Primal suddenly trust a new vision? It's like, oh, I'm getting a vision from my, I don't want to say from my deity that no longer works or won't talk to me anymore. But, it's like I suddenly had an alignment shift, and now I can't contact my deity. But this new vision coming in, this makes a lot of sense.
Well, they had to fan wank us at some point, and they had to work it in there, and they had to figure out some way.
Plenty of wanking, so far. I mean, but this, basically, Megatron has his Doomsday weapon. Rhinox knew that he had to get a different Doomsday weapon into Optimus's hands so that Megatron would use his.
Exactly, and you don't have too many other Doomsday weapons other than Vector Sigma or the key to Vector Sigma and the goddamn plasma energy chamber.
Deep in the bowels of Cybertron, there's a huge red button.
It's an off switch.
That's right. Don't hit that button. This is my plan to assassinate TFG1 Mike. I'm just gonna pull out random fan wankery out of my ass until he chokes to death.
Oh
God. So anyway, Rhinox ensures that Megatron uses his weapon, knowing full well that it's going to drive him insane. Megatron doesn't know that when you're infected with, the blue metal virus, for lack of, I don't know what they call it, but it's that stuff, the plague. When you get the plague, you go nuts. And Megatron doesn't know this. Rhinox does, and he's expecting Megatron to infect himself with his own weapon.
Right.
And the only way to do that is to give Optimus an equally powerful weapon that will wipe out Megatron. Nobody expects Optimus to use it. With me so far.
Yeah.
My question is, how does Rhinox know that the plasma energy chamber is even down there?
Probably for the same reason that Rhinox knew how to bring Primal back in Beast Wars. He's got a lot more information in him than what he lets everybody in on.
Well, that, and the whole time that, like, the last episode when Drone Boy was leading them around, misleading them. When Drone Boy was misleading Jetstorm and Thrust.
Droner.
Rhinox is, Droner. Drone on.
Raging Droner.
Oh boy. Anyway, that whole time Rhinox is probably doing research and he's probably looking into stuff. So.
Right. Well, I mean, my first thought was, he found it in the Matrix, but he doesn't commune with the Matrix, and the only way to gain access to it is with the drone.
Right.
Which he doesn't have very often because he doesn't want to arouse Megatron's suspicions. So, I mean, it's a reasonable question. How the hell do he know about it? I don't know.
Again, it's just one of those ways that they fan-wanked it in.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
it's kind of like you have to have suspension of disbelief. He just does. He just knows.
Every time they do that, every time you have to use suspension of disbelief, it bothers me because the writing, again, is so good here that normally you don't have to do that. And lastly, Rattrap goes down, he gets zapped by Tankor. And that's, again, Tankor comes out of hiding, and it's like, oh, why would you do that? You know you're going to die. Rattrap gets zapped, he turns blue. Everyone else gets zapped, they all turn blue. Optimus Primal's like, whoa, until he gets zapped and he turns blue. Again, why don't we get blue repaints? Because it done well, it would look really, really cool. At the end, I thought Optimus looked really cool.
Yeah.
I mean,
I like that color much better than his actual colors.
Well, what's funny now that I think about it, if you look back at the first Optimus Primal that was released, he was blue. He was blue and black. He kind of, he didn't have the shape of Optimus. I mean, he didn't have that trans-organic shape, techno-organic shape, let's say. I'm sorry, I totally screwed that up. But he didn't look like a big blue blast punch Optimus Primal, which is what I'd like to see. But he did look like, more like a big blue Beast Wars Optimus. He looks more like an ape than a techno-organic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, say what you will about the first toy, the first Optimus Primal toy. He didn't look very show accurate at all, but he does look a lot like he just got shot with the key death ray.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, stop twittering.
I'm not twittering.
You're twittering.
Not friggin' twittering.
Yeah,
I'm searching.
You kind of get that. I'm not paying
so
attention.
You twittering.
Yeah.
No, I'm paying attention. I'm researching at the moment. So.
Oh. All right. Well, that's all I
said.
got. Yeah, exactly. That's all I got. I'm spent. That's what she said. And now it's for because we have nothing better to do but let you talk. I guess you can quit researching. Get off of Twitter.
I'm not on Twitter, you asshat.
Twitter quitter.
I was trying to see the damn picture of the toy that you're fucking talking about.
Oh, the blue one?
Yeah, you dummy.
Well, I forget when it was exactly, but you were saying you were looking at that before, and you didn't like it.
No, are you talking about the original Beast Wars Optimus Primal?
No, I'm talking about Beast Machines Primal, the blue one, the first one that came out.
Oh, well, see, I was trying to look that up. That's why I went mute, so you wouldn't hear this insane typing, you jerk.
I'm totally calling you out.
And that's exactly why the tentacle porn is staying in.
No, I think we should edit all that out.
No, I don't think so.
I bet I won't.
I don't think you will. Yeah. Let's we won't get into a huge conversation about production quality or things like that.
Yeah.
The fact that listeners probably don't want to hear about tentacle porn or arguing about who's typing or who's not paying attention or which toy you're not looking at.
So, we're going to cut to the Beast Unleashed podcast's very first voicemail, and then you're going to hear some sort of clips. I don't know what kind of quotes Steve's got for this episode, and we'll be back with the outro.
We'll return to the Beast Unleashed podcast after this.
Here's quote number 1.
I'm sorry. Were you happier when my vocabulary was limited to Tankor Smash? Poetic, perhaps. Yet somehow it just isn't me anymore. Not since my dormant memories were released. I'm not quite the Maximal that I was. Neither am I what Megatron made me. My experiences in both camps have afforded me a greater clarity. I've grown to realize Megatron's scheme for New Order is elegant in its simplicity, yet suffering from a single flaw. Megatron. Cybertron requires a leader uncontaminated by a beast mode. Someone like me. And unlike Megatron, I will always have use for your skills.
I am programmed to serve Megatron. I have no alternative.
Trust me, there are always alternatives.
Oh,
Here's quote number 2.
sadly, neither do you.
This unit does not contain the receptive spark. Access denied.
Pity. It appears we're in need of a receptive spark.
Or perhaps one who has no spark at all.
I see where this is going.
Find the key.
This is beyond comprehension.
Interfacing Vector Sigma Core.
The key. Where is it? This is just computer code.
Indeed. The code that controls the key to Vector Sigma.
Now it must be tested.
And quote number 3.
Oh, Doggybot not here.
Waspinator? But how did you... We left you on prehistoric Earth.
Yes, Waspinator had plans. The fleshy bots worship Waspinator day in, day out. Waspinator bored. Fleshy bots beg Waspinator not go. But Waspinator meets Cybertron. Took forever, but way worth it. Now, Waspinator, cool biker bot. Hardly ever get blown up and... chickbots dig brooding loner bit.
You mean I risked everything to save this scrap heap? Ew!
That means Spiderbot not go steady with Waspinator?
No!
Chickbot not mess with Waspinator's girlfriend!
Say what?
Arachnia. Oh, dark poison of my heart.
There's only one Transformer who could say something that corny with a straight face.
It is I, my love.
Hi, this is for your Beast Unleashed podcast. If Cybertron is floating through space like a comet, the issue of whether it has a sun and moons is, it doesn't. But it can pass through solar systems, which would have, planets and a sun, and, each planet would have a moon. So for it to have a sun and a moon and possibly other planets in the background, it's possible. It's highly unlikely because it's also a chance that it actually collide in with another planet or moon. Well, okay, so this is a different Cybertron because that one explodes. Never mind.
Now, back to the Beast Unleashed podcast.
So, we are going to close out this train wreck of a show. We've been recording nearly 3.5 hours now. We would like to thank the person that left the voicemail. You didn't leave your name, so we don't actually know what to call you, so just, I guess, mystery caller. You guys have any thoughts on mystery caller's ideas as far as Cybertron being a moving planet?
Not possible.
Okay.
I would actually argue the opposite, but okay.
Because it's got its own system that it's in. They put everything back the way it was supposed to be at the end of G1.
Okay.
Did they?
I just don't see a planet traveling. That's.
Oh, yeah, you mean in Rebirth. Yeah, they moved Cybertron away from Earth, right.
Well, that was the second time they brought Cybertron to Earth.
Yeah.
So
I mean, they just keep dicking around with the orbit. I mean, I can totally see how Cybertron would just be a free-floating planet without a sun. You never actually see a sun anywhere on the show.
Yes, you do.
On Beast Machines?
Yep.
I don't remember seeing a sun. I remember seeing a moon.
No, you see a sun. Weakest your favorite episode, weak component, at the end. Rattrap says, "Okay, it's half a solar cycle."
Morning. Right. Okay. All right.
Because,
all right. You got me there.
Because they walk off into the sunrise.
Yeah, and that has to. Yeah, if there are solar cycles, there has to be an orbit. All right, that makes sense. I'll buy that.
So, thank you to the person that left the voicemail. To anyone else, you can leave us voicemail. We will play them in the show. We have any other closing thoughts before I go into the outro?
Not really.
Not really. Okay. Again, shut up, Steve.
Shut your pie hole. I will kill you.
Yeah. Whatever.
Zap you with my key.
Thank you for joining us here on the Beast Unleashed podcast. There are several ways to get in contact with us or leave feedback for the show. Visit the website, geekcastradio.com. You can comment on each episode post. Join the forums, PredaconEmpire.com/Nexus. Leave the show's feedback in iTunes. Please do this. You can follow us on Twitter. The show name there is Beast Unleashed. Mine is TF2 and Mike. Michael, what is your...
Pecan CT Michael.
And SCP-21.
Yes. You can become a fan on Facebook. Search Geekcast Radio Network. We are currently still running our Stan Bush giveaway. If we hit 300 fans, we will give randomly away one Stan Bush prize pack to each one of those fans. It includes a autographed CD of Dream the Dream, his latest album, and a T-shirt.
That's funny.
What?
Because just tonight, I introduced Gavin to the touch. Or Aiden and Gavin, they were playing, and I was singing it, and he's like, "What are you singing?" And I said, "Oh, it's Stan Bush." And he's like, "Well, play Stan Bush." So I pulled it up on the iPhone and played the touch for them.
Oh,
and
cool.
They thought it was very cool. Yeah, they've never heard it before.
Yeah.
Well, raise them right.
I'm going to end up with these two tragically geeky kids and just feel really bad about it.
Well, they did come from your own genes, so...
Exactly.
Just as long as you don't show them Rocky Horror before they're right of age there.
No, I think I'm going to let that slide.
Yeah, we've already had one consequential toiletry issue with Aiden. We don't want more.
We already know he's young and impressionable,
yes,
so we're just not going
exactly.
We're not going to go there, right? No Team Rocket for him, no Rocky Horror for him. He's just not going to have any fun.
Call the voicemail line. Tell us the show you're leaving the message for and your name. 502-526-5821. We hope you enjoyed this train wreck of the Beast Unleashed podcast, and join us next time when we will be reviewing the first 3 episodes from Beast Machines Season 2. Those being Fallout, Savage Noble, and Prometheus Unbound. For now, I am TF2 and Mike with...
Michael Wilson.
And Steve Megatron Phillips.
Megatron closed the show.
Join us next week as I play another episode of Beast Machines. Well, I'm not in it, unfortunately.
Okay, thank you for listening. Until next time. Holy shit.